The fifth thing is don't rely on just words to communicate. Now, when I was 9, I was growing up in eastern Pennsylvania, and my folks had a grocery store. So we lived behind the store and above it. And my mother's favorite form of torture was to have me come down and entertain the customers by playing the accordion. Now, back in the 50s in eastern Pennsylvania, there were certain classics that everybody who played the accordion knew. One was the Beer Barrel Polka. The second was She's Too Fat for Me Polka. The Marines Hymn. And when I was feeling especially courageous, I would play Lady of Spain. And I shook the bellows as if I was having a seizure. I never was really good enough with any instrument that I played. And I tried a lot of them. But until I learned how to play the Native American flute. And there was something different about that instrument. And what I started to do is I would use that to communicate with my patients. It wasn't for entertainment. I really wasn't that good. But rather, this was something that we would be able to use when they no longer could speak to me. So I was a little miffed when the hospice volunteer called me and told me that she told someone I would come and entertain their mother. And I had all of these images resurface of being back in my parents' grocery store and being petrified of missing a note. So I called to make the appointment anyway. And when I got on the phone with the woman's daughter, and I could hear the woman in the background asking her who was on the phone. And I heard her say, "Mom, it's Stan, you know, the flute man from hospice will come and entertain you." And I thought, oh, God. But I said, okay. I counted to 10, and I said, well, yes, I do play the flute, but I can do other things also. Like I can read, and I can have conversations, and sometimes I can even tell a really good joke. So I heard her say to her mom, "Mom, he can do other things as well." And in the background, I heard her say, "But can he dance?" And I thought, okay, this woman just has an incredible sense of humor. I'm looking forward to this. I do really want to play for her. When I arrived there, she was actively dying. Now, actively dying is when the body really starts to shut down. All the various systems shut down. And as it happens, people can go into a coma, they can stay in a coma, sometimes they can come back again. But it usually signals that there isn't much time left. Sometimes hours, sometimes a few days. Never more than a week usually. I went in and her daughter was sitting next to her, and I said, "Do you still want me to play?" And the woman said, "Yes. My mother specifically said she was waiting to hear you come." So I said, all right. So there was a flute that I had recently crafted. Actually, this is the one. And I stood next to, I didn't sit when I play, so I stood next to the patient. And I just started playing. In the 45 minutes I played for her, she never acknowledged my presence. I packed up my flutes, and as I walked by the side of her bed, her toes on her left foot started wiggling. It wasn't reflexively like I've seen in other patients as they're dying, but this almost seemed purposeful, as if she was waving goodbye to me. And I went and I held her toes, and her toes squeezed back at me. And she died that night. Okay.